Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly. I'm at Circonte, and welcome to ParDreamin, first day. We are at optimizing your digital marketing efforts using customer feedback with the amazing Shonnah Hughes. She will be presenting today. And as you've noticed, we do have a live Q&A chat over on the side. So if we have time at the end of the session, we'll be going over that with Shonnah. So bring in your questions, your comments, and other nice happiness that you're bringing over. And I will pass it over to Shonnah now to get started.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate the introduction. And welcome everyone to ParDreamin 2021. I am so excited to be here with you today. As Kelly mentioned, my name is Shonnah Hughes. I am the Global Product Growth and Innovation Evangelist for GetFeedback. I'm also a Salesforce MVP and other community influencing titles, but it's my pleasure just to be presenting to you today. I think this is my first Pardot session at ParDreamin, so super excited about it. So without further ado, let's get started. So we all know that the customer experience gap is real. Studies show that CX will overtake price and product as key brand differentiators, and companies must evolve their CX or customer experience to remain competitive, especially since the pandemic, right? And while many companies think that they are already delivering a strong CX, the data actually really tells a different story. And I know that we're all about data in this community. So while 80% of CEOs think that their companies deliver a great customer experience, only 8% of their customers agree. 80 think that they're doing good, and only 8% sounds familiar in a lot of cases, right? This is what we call the customer experience gap. This gap matters because it can cripple any organization's growth. In the digital age, a bad customer experience can spread like wildfire online, influencing existing customers and prospective customers, just from buying and driving real lost sales and having customer churn. But this is especially challenging for smaller businesses, small to medium businesses. You've got resource constraints, competing priorities, and on top of it, there's really no blueprint that tells you what to do, right? Often data is siloed between various systems, so you don't have a holistic view. Excuse me. And you can't exactly stand up a separate team. Who has the money and the resources to do that just for customer experience? You need to find ways that to scale your thriving customer experience portion of your business without throwing more resources at it. But when can you close the gap? How do you do that? And when you do close that gap, you get happy customers that can boost your growth. Now, companies are losing over 136 billion per year because of poor CX or poor customer experience. This is avoidable. You do not have to have customer churn in this space. Companies aren't listening, and therein lies the problem. And if they are, the data is being buried in a third-party platform, or they can't take action on the data that they're receiving. GetFeedback for Pardot helps you create a two-way conversation with your customer so that you can tailor experiences based on customer preferences. As a result, you can create more effective nurture paths, drive more accurate lead qualification, and pass more leads to your sales team. Now, who doesn't want to do that? We all know that traditional survey tools don't work. This isn't really anything surprising to any of you. I know that. And when we think about traditional survey tools, we think about these clunky batch and blast, really ugly surveying tools. However, at GetFeedback, we're all about the branded, mobile-friendly surveys. With GetFeedback for Pardot, you can build out an end-to-end feedback program that moves the needle in your business, making sure that your surveys are in context across every channel. Our surveys are seamlessly integrated with Pardot through our connected app. So if you know anything about Salesforce, you know there's a difference between how apps are integrated into your system. And we do have a connected app that's built on the whole Heroku platform. There is no managed package that you have to download and install to get our application to work with Pardot and Salesforce. So the data is going to live inside of Pardot. So you can report on it like you would any of your other customer data. We don't want to have control of your data. We want your system of record to have control of that data. And typically that's going to be Salesforce. By adding the additional input of survey responses directly into Pardot, marketers will be able to directly capture customer sentiment, which is really important, and preferences to help influence your customers' journeys. Marketers can develop more personalized, relevant communications to market to their target audiences. Now, who doesn't want to be able to do that? Now, to personalize surveys and emails with data from Pardot, like first name and company name and embedded survey questions inside your email with one touch to triple your survey engagement. Okay, so one touch feature allows you to send out an email that has the very first survey question embedded into that email template. This boosts your response rates. It's important to build beautiful branded surveys that look great on every device because half of your survey takers are on a mobile phone. So, as marketers, I'm sure you're aware of this. People like things that are pretty and easy to access. So, what does this mean for you? An easy to take survey will yield higher response rates and give you more quality feedback data. Driving this two-way conversation so that you can seamlessly weave surveys into your marketing journey allows you to get to know your leads and your prospective clients at a more intimate level, something that they are more and more requiring from organizations today. You can shift, nurture, and email paths based on feedback for smarter engagement. Of course, that's that answer and question piping, those if then statements that a lot of you are used to when dealing with different systems. Prospects can easily rate content, opt into programs, and really identify preferences. And all of this information is going to be stored within their customer record. So by augmenting Pardot with Get Feedback driven data, marketers can drive faster engagement with prospects and more accurately segment and convert leads. So Get Feedback allows you to influence qualification, scoring, and grading, and pass more details to sales. Now, we all know that when you're passing more detail to sales, the more qualified leads you're going to have, the more conversion rates you're going to have. It's going to be all around a better experience for your customer and for your employees. Now, analytics dashboards make it easy to spot trends, identify issues, and drive change in your organization. Feedback can inform key aspects of your business, like roadmap or pricing strategy. Now, when we think about how the roadmap and pricing strategy map out, our executives really want data. They want key metrics and they want to be able to pinpoint how the information or the whatever it is that we're trying to change within our organization, what type of impact is that going to have on bottom line? And being able to really show them how the impact will affect the bottom line via, reports and analytics dashboards will help for you to get your point across to the executive leadership team and also be able to drive other strategies within the organization. Now, I'm not sure if any of you were able to attend Dreamforce at all, but Dreamforce 21 was a little bit different than what we're used to. However, if you were able to attend Dreamforce and you were a part of the Pardot, or I believe it was called the Marketing Cloud keynote, you would have seen some new features that are coming out, and you may have noticed that GetFeedback was highlighted as an organization that is working with the Pardot team on these new features. So I'm going to go ahead and play this demo video here. Please let me know if you can't see it. There is no audio, so I'll be talking. But if you can't see it, please let me know, Kelly, on your end. Okay. So just in case you all weren't aware, Pardot is going extremely above and beyond by allowing us now to have email templates within the email template builder within Salesforce, and you can embed these email templates. You can work with different partners that are working with Pardot via the App Exchange, and be able to have these different custom applications built right in. And as you can see, the custom components are going to be GA winter 2022. So that'll be available for you to utilize. And one of the cool features that I love is that with this section, you'll be able to not only select the type of surveys that you want to embed within your email templates, but also be able to select the type of audience that is particular to that survey, and also create some macros and automations that will automatically do this for you as well. So I'll let it keep playing there. So you see the journey here, that flow. One of the cool features is being able to add, I believe it's called Pardot activity. Yeah, Pardot external activities, excuse me, to your email templates as well. And again, GA in winter 2022. And again, just letting this video kind of play so that you're able to see what that looks like. Just in case you missed this session during Dreamforce 2021. And you can see our app is a part of these new features that'll be coming out. And here you can see that Pardot has a new place within the App Exchange where you can take a look at all the different applications Pardot and App Exchange has specifically for the Pardot feature set. All right, and I would say that is going to end the video. And sorry about that. There we go. Let's get a little bit confused on the slides. Now we're going to talk about a few of our customer stories, and hopefully I'll have time to answer a bit of those questions that I'm seeing coming into the Q&A. Just to give you an idea of essentially some customers that GetFeedback has, you may be or you may not be aware that Salesforce is our biggest customer, and the CSG team improved their CX program using GetFeedback, and some of the challenges, as you can see, that they faced was, they lacked visibility into their customer's journey, and they had limited survey distribution, etc. So I won't go through these bullet points one by one, but you can kind of see here, and I know this session is being recorded, kind of how we help them really take back control of that customer journey and give them the power to really see into their customer preferences as well. Another customer that we have is the Dreamforce org. So if you know anything about how Salesforce is structured, each org has different GMs, different leaders, etc. So as Salesforce being our largest client, we also do a lot of the Dreamforce surveys, and they really used Get Feedback to improve its future event content. So those surveys that you get after sessions that you may have thought was Salesforce was actually Get Feedback. They just chose to white label, and you can see how beautifully branded you can take it to the next level to really make it your own. Okay. Now, another customer, large customer you may be aware of, is Yeti Retail Manufacturing. And they used to use Zendesk for their like CSAT and case closed. Their previous survey tools, were not Salesforce friendly. So the data was siloed and inaccessible by the sales and service team. So we were able to help them with omni-channel survey distribution, which really enhance their customer experience as well. All right, now this is the end of my presentation in itself, but I'm going to go into some of the questions. And Kelly, I don't know if I can just read the questions and answer as well, or if you wanted to moderate in that fashion. But one thing I wanted to do before I get into that is thank the sponsors. None of this, could be available to us without sponsor contributions. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all the sponsors and for all of the hard work and the people who really work tirelessly to put these community events on, because I know how difficult it is. So thank you for being willing to do this on top of everything else that you do and giving back to the community. Okay. So I will get into the questions, and it looks like Jessica. Hey, Jessica. Thank you so much for the positive shout out and getting me super pumped up to do this session. Okay, and we have a question from Mara or Mariah, maybe. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Um, how do you remove bot clicks on survey question in the email? So there's a few different things that you can do to, essentially mitigate those bot clicks. There's things that you can do on the back end, but there's also things that you can do within the UI to prevent those bot clicks. But I'm sure that you've all, done, the I am not a bot challenge, or the picture challenge trying to prove that you're not a bot. Those are a few of the things that you can do. You can also create some very I would say very high security protocols where for the person to be able to take the survey, it has to be the individual in which the contact record belongs to. So we have that capability as well. I hope that answered a little bit of your question, but there's more information too on our help and training articles on our website. Next question is, sorry, how do you use this one-touch feature for surveys? Um, sorry, how do you use this one-touch feature for surveys? Where do I access this? Okay, so one-touch feature for surveys. This is a Get Feedback. So if you have Get Feedback, Brooke, I'm not sure if you do, but Get Feedback is the provider of the One Touch. If you have access to the Get Feedback platform, you're able to essentially create your whatever the survey that you're creating, grab all of the HTML and or visual force code and copy and paste it. Now with these new features that are coming out with the email templates, for Pardot, you'll be able to do that in one click. Right now, it's copy and paste, but in the future, when those new features are released, it will be one click. So if you do have Get Feedback, please let your customer success manager know, or you can, just chat with someone in our success department and they can help you get that set up as well. Oh, and there's also information in our help and training as well. And then how do you, Karen says, how do you white label the surveys to your own branding? Yeah, that's a, I'm sure that I'm sure that you all know that is an upcharge to do. It's a part of our enterprise packaging where, you can access that white labeling feature. You can purchase it to as a la carte, but traditionally people who want white labeling want all of the other bells and whistles, so they actually just upgrade to the enterprise package. Next question is from, oh, I think that was the last question that I have. Oh, no, it's not. Um, okay, Yvette says the features are coming in 2022. Correct. Those features will be available to everyone in 2022. So one of the things that we're waiting on is Pardot, of course, Pardot proper to release some of the functionality for you all to be able to access these features. So until they're available, we won't be able to activate our features in a capacity that would make sense for you all to use. So once those features are activated through Pardot, we'll be able to activate the features on our end too. And from what I'm told from Pardot and from our product team is everything will be, should be ready in Q1 of 2022. Brooke, you're welcome. I'm happy that I was able to help answer that question. Jessica also says, is there any data on surveys such as Voice of the Customer and the benefit or lack of for moving from a scheduled feedback interview on the phone versus integrated across the process? Maybe too long to address here. Jessica, there is definitely a lot of statistics and stats. Typically, when it's on the feedback interview over the phone, that's typically more of market research that you're going to see that feedback over the phone, where feedback via email and chat and different things of that nature is more transactional, kind of like after something happens, or it could be even before something happens, but it's more of a transactional nature than a personalized phone interview. But there is studies that actually address it. And if you wanted to hit me up, my email is there, and I can forward you some of that information as well. Yvette, yeah, I can't wait for these new features to come out as well. They are going to be game changers for a lot of people and make life so much easier. Not seeing any additional questions. Kelly, how are we doing on time?
Yeah, we just have about 2 more minutes. So if anybody else has questions, send them over. And like Shonnah said, her contact information is there. These slides will go out with links, so you can always hit her up later if something comes to your brain then.
Mhm. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, though, we do have a market research arm that's a part of GetFeedback, which I know can be confusing. GetFeedback was purchased by SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey rebranded in September to Momentive.ai. At this point, we are still keeping the name GetFeedback until the powers that be say get rid of it. It's time to let it go. But right now, we are still keeping GetFeedback. But just so everyone knows, SurveyMonkey is now considered a product under the Momentive AI brand. So if you see us, it's going to be Momentive AI, and it's a little confusing, so I apologize. Things will get better though. No, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Charlotte, Jessica, Yvette. Like, thank you, everyone. That was able to join the session. I hope that it was helpful to you all. And please reach out. If you have any additional questions, I'm available. Oh, and check us out in the demo jam. We're going to be in the demo jam highlighting some of the new feature sets that will be out in Q1 of 2022.
Demo Jam is so much fun. If you just want a quick overview of a bunch of different companies without having to go through the whole sales process, it's a
Yeah.
great time. So go check that out. And then also head over to the agenda to see what other cool things are coming up. And don't forget to stop by our sponsors booth, earn those points, and then we'll give you all the cool swag on your way out. So thank you all for attending. Thank you, Shonnah, for the great presentation. And we will see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.